And so he says, your riches have rotted, and your garments have become moth-eaten. So the stuff that you have put on you, the stuff you have accumulated. Does that make sense now? All right? Because some of your readings going, well, I'm not rich, so it's not talking to me. You've accumulated some stuff that you value. You value your self-will, you value your way of seeing things, you value your way of doing things, you value a lot of things that are definitely problematic, and they're becoming rusty, and their rust shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh like fire. If you don't let these things go, if you need to hold on to them, then you will end up in this kind of a problem. He says, you have laid up treasure in the last days. So what were they impatient about? Well, that's not right. It needs to be fixed. Well, be patient. It'll get fixed at some point. Okay? It may not be yours to fix. You know, Yahweh allows this to go pretty bad before he straightens it out. Okay, let me ask you a question. You remember this event? It was a pretty cataclysmic event called the flood. You know, do you think Yahweh noticed things were started heading in a bad direction before the flood day? You know, before he has that conversation and goes, you know what, I think I'm regretting making these guys. I want to wipe them out. But he allowed it to play out. Just like we're told that the end times are going to be like the day of Noah. We're also told that the end times are going to be worse because there would not be any flesh saved alive if Yeshua doesn't show up. So what's going on? He's saying you need to be patient. Every one of you who's had your bubble popped, in other words, you can see the scripture starting to open up that the Torah is relevant, and Yeshua in the context of Torah is relevant, all those things, all of you, this is the context now, absolutely can, focus on that word, can make it into the forever kingdom, okay? But now there's the other part of it. If you're going to cherry pick, if you're going to do it, I want you to hear you have no assurance. Oh, I got in so much trouble with a teacher years and years ago when I did the Are You Saved teaching because they believed from a vineyard church, whatever background, that once saved, always saved was their assurance. And they said that my teaching was the most depressing teaching they ever heard because it put the responsibility on you. And it meant that you really don't know yet if you're in. You know the verse about the weightier matters? And he talks about you tithe on these little leaves of these herbs. Now, did he ever say it was wrong to do that? No, it was correct to do that. He said, but you're so meticulous about this, but you don't put that much effort on compassion and mercy, etc. So those, he said, were weightier because they're more relational. Abba wants two things. He wants to know what will you be in terms of relationally and what will you be in terms of just simple obedience. The obedience is tithing on the mint and the cumin, the little leaves, all right? But relationally, he wants to know, will we like spending time together for the rest of forever? Are we going to be able to respect and love and do all the things, or are you going to have this major character flaw that needed to get fixed? Yeshua's coming. He is absolutely coming, and we don't know when. So stop obsessing on trying to figure that out, okay? You need to be focused on being prepared for when he comes, or prepared for when you die and he hasn't come yet, but your time is over. So you got to just focus on what you need to be doing. And don't spend hours and hours and weeks and your half your life trying to figure out, all these verses to figure out what day he's showing up. Because when he does show up and you've done all that, even if you're right, he's going to look at you like, yeah, but you're not dressed right. Your garments aren't where they need to be. I'm not talking about clothing. You understand what I'm saying? You're not clothed in righteousness. You're obsessed on the wrong things. This is why I am so strong against the ones teaching the garbage. Because they are convincing people they're in a relationship that they're not in. Okay? See, you know what's going to happen right now? I know. Because it's really funny how this plays out all the time. I'm going to get emails and people saying, Rabbi, he's so jealous and he's so upset and he's so insecure. And really? You guys are not listening. Okay? I'm just doing my job. My job is to make sure you know where not to end up. That you have a warning about where you could go. This could be tempting. Because after all of you guys have itchy ears to whatever degree to the word prophetic. And you want to go to a conference. Okay? But that's pathetic, not prophetic. Okay? Because if they're not going to teach you how to walk and become Yeshua-like, then what was the point? Then he says, whoever then breaks one of the least of these commands and teaches men so shall be called least in the reign of the heavens. So those in the reign of heavens, when they're talking about people doing that, they're saying that's the lowest of people. Not the people. He's not saying that those who break the commands and teach men to do so are going to be in the kingdom. Does anybody really think that that's the case? But is that not what every church teaches you? Oh, it doesn't matter as long as you get in. I don't care if I'm the doorman. Oh, stop it. Okay? Or if I've got to clean toilets or whatever. Look, he says, but whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great. So those doing the Torah and teaching people to do the Torah will be thought of as great people. Those teaching people to break it and who are also breaking it will be thought of as bad people, the least of men. But they're not going to be there. They're going to be talking about them, but they're not going to be there. A lot of stuff to deal with a man being with a man like with a woman. And then, of course, here's the loophole. Well, can women then say, well, I could be with a woman because it doesn't say anything about a woman being with a woman? And you know what? They're right. It doesn't. However, let's have some context. Why do men and women exist? To make more people. Okay, so can a woman and a woman make another person? No. So already there's proof that that's not right. I don't need a verse to tell me that. Okay? He made us male and female so that we could come together with what the man has, the sperm, and the woman has the egg to make a baby. A man and a man can't make a baby. A woman and a woman can't make a baby. So we don't need it to be so explicit, but people want to look for those loopholes. Well, it doesn't say this. Look, stop that baby, perverse, immature junk to try to justify what you want. What does it mean, confess your trespass? You don't have to go tell everybody you're garbage. In other words, own your stuff. Find somebody that's safe to talk to and own your stuff. Okay, get counsel and help in dealing with whatever it is you're owning. So it's about, confess means own. Okay? Say, you know what confession is? Hi, my name is so-and-so and I'm an alcoholic. That's a confession of trespasses or a problem. It's owning it. It's not just saying, oh yeah, by the way, I stole some stuff. No, you're owning it. Saying, I own it. I am a thief. I am an alcoholic. I am a liar. I'm owning it. So you need to find somebody you can confess to. In other words, someone you can share openly and own your stuff. I don't mean confession like in a booth with rosary beads. But this is somebody who has gone astray from the truth. Not just walked out of the congregation, but they're doing something that demonstrates they're no longer embracing covenant, Messiah, and Spirit. Okay? By Spirit, I mean walking in Galatians, right? The fruit of the Spirit, Galatians 5. All right? So, because that's what the full picture is, right? Us becoming Yeshua-like means commandments in the context of walking in the Spirit. All right? That's okay, but of course, that's assuming you already believe in Messiah. So we believe in Messiah, and we believe we're supposed to become like Messiah, and we do that through obedience to commandments and doing it in the character development of love, joy, peace, patience, etc. Now, if you see somebody walking astray of that, you should go over and try to get their attention. And this sentence is probably the best one you should say. You need to go talk to Rabbi.